TGIF, baby. Oh, it is Friday. We're at the weekend, folks. Ah, what a great feeling. Unless something were to ruin it. What's this? Your content was removed due to a violation of our community guidelines. Uh-oh. It seems like I've been naughty. Here's the intro.
Though I know I should be wary, still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose. Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice!
Hey guys, what's going on? Memes here. And I apologize for being a loud individual on the internet. At times I can ruffle some feathers, rub people the wrong way, if you would. And I'm usually quick to say I'm sorry, or at least so I've been taught. Now, what's going on here? Well, I received my first community guideline strike, as we could see, as YouTube seems to have some preliminary Clash of Clans shield that it had implemented, so you do not actually see the detriment from it. My shield is now gone, folks. This is true. This is true. I've received a warning. What was this warning for? Well, that's a very interesting thing, because I've been hearing a lot of stuff and things from what's been going on. I see you there, Loaf, as well as Daz and Wookie. Welcome one, welcome all. Welcome to all those who may temporarily watch this in the future. So, essentially what had happened, long story short, I got a strike upon a video that came up about 8 months ago. I know, ex post facto. Again, in my opinion, typically, I think if it was all right before, if it's violating something now, I think you should do what they did on Pornhub and basically just privatize it. And you don't need to publicly have it out there. Just be like, there's an issue. We've removed it. If you think this is an error, appeal it. However, to all of a sudden, I don't know, reprimand somebody, give them a write-up, a warning, if you would, something that goes on their permanent record for something that was perfectly fine before. That's not cool, and I think this needs to be addressed by proper legislation, because I keep on hearing this. I keep on hearing Mr. Zuckerberg say, legislate us, maybe not in so many words, because he is the CEO of a publicly traded company, and he does have a fiduciary duty to his shareholders to maximize return on investment. But how did we get here? So apparently my video got flagged for violating the sexual policy or sexual content policy. I'm sitting back, I'm like, did I review an article that may have had something slip or something that I was concerned about the other day a little bit? No, it wasn't. It was an article from the New York Times, the paper of record. It was covering the issues that had come up on Pornhub. And there were issues. And actually, it seems in response to that author's suggestions, they were implemented from what I remember, because I needed to verify who I was to make sure that seems perfectly fair if you're going to be posting potentially naked photos on the internet. Make sure somebody is a consenting adult. Okay. As well as increased moderation, not allowing people to basically just ninja the videos as easily as possible. These things can still happen, but we don't need to make it easy. So what ended up happening is I got what we saw right there. I got my strike. And then what did I decide to do? Well, of course, you need to go through the process. So what we're going to do right here is we're going to go through the process, and we're going to share the stuff and things that I actually encountered. So first off, right here, okay, that actually has nothing to do with this. I got a comment on one of my videos, and that's what we have there. Okay, we can remove that. That is not required. I apologize. It seemed humorous at the time. Now we're gonna go back over here. We're gonna share the other screen as I bring up the list of what actually happened here. So I reached out to Team YouTube, and I actually, hold on. We'll do this. We'll do that one after. All right. So what I did was I saw this. And we're going to bring it up right now. As we can see, community guidelines strikes. Your content was removed due to violating our community guidelines. Because it's the first time, your account isn't affected. You're only warned once. This warning will remain on your channel. If it happens again, you'll get a community guideline strike. You won't be able to do things like upload, post, or live stream for 1 week. As we can see, the content we remove. If you think we made a mistake, you can appeal this decision. Warning, August 27th, 2021, type content. It's like, type Visa and MasterCard pull out of Pornhub. And it's listing the New York Times, the opinion piece, the paper record, the policy, nudity and sexual content. I had the ability to appeal. So that's what I did. And as we can see here, here was the issue. Let's actually highlight it right here, because this is something where, and again, I tend to think maybe this was an algorithm. I mean, it's not like anyone would target somebody after they call out a couple of companies with trillions of dollars of assets under management. That would totally never happen on the internet. But as we can see here, yes, with 63 views, Visa and MasterCard pull out of Pornhub. Over 10 million videos were removed from the platform. Yes, shouts to my patrons, Joe, Franco, and Dave M. This broadcast is helped made possible by viewers like you. But as we can see, they've hidden the link to the New York Times article. I also listed the Axios article and the F article as well. It was to their original sources because, hey, we should give credit where credit's due. Because we support good journalism. Because good journalists would cite their sources when possible, right? And we want to cite credible sources, such as the paper of record. These are important things. If we do not have the ability to cite the paper of record, even if it had the grape word in it, yes, I understand that might cause some people some trauma. So, an abundance of caution, I did age gate the video. I made it 18 plus. You need to be signed in and of the age of majority, as far as I understand it. I'm not an attorney. Now, what this ends up happening, and the other thing I actually did after as well was, I'm like, all right, generally I just have it entertainment. I feel like they should make it a little easier with a little menu up higher, because it's like, all right, I changed it to news and politics because this was news. We're engaging in journalism, and here's the thing. It was a serious issue. We wanted to be addressed. It was addressed. Now, if we can't link to credible sources like the New York Times, I think we're going to have issues because, again, I still remember when Tim Pool put links in his videos. I'm just saying. But what ended up happening after that? All right. So I went through and I clicked on some stuff and things, and we started to get some links. So we're going to share our links right here. All right. As we can see from this right here. Yes, external links policy. The safety of our creators, viewers, and partners is our highest priority. We look to each of you to help us protect this unique and vibrant community. It's important you understand our community guidelines and the role they play in our shared responsibility to keep YouTube safe. Take the time to carefully read the policy below. You can also check out this page for a full list of guidelines. The links that send users to websites featuring content that violates our community guidelines are not allowed on YouTube. If you find content that violates this policy, report it. Instructions for reporting violations of our community guidelines are available here. If you found a few videos or comments you would like to report, you can report this channel. What this video means for you. Yes, that's what we got. So, of course, what did I do? Well, out of an abundance of caution, while I was appealing it, I totally made sure it was 18 plus. There we go. That does not seem like an unreasonable thing if there is some concern. Now, age gating something, that's one thing. Reprimanding somebody, I think that's how we start to get some issues. I see you there, Duvid. Yes, well, that is fair. However, had I not had that shield, then there would be a penalty. And again, I'm just like, I don't like burning through my shield. It's kind of like in Sonic when you have that bubble or fire shield or electric shield. It's like, I liked having that. Now that I think about it, that actually goes in some elements. We won't get into physics here right now. Yes, but all I know is, I see you there, Keck. Welcome, my friend. Welcome, my friend. This, I keep on hearing, folks, for once in a while, it's like, this will happen. All of a sudden, I was on with Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, and Stig was like, I had a video from like 6 months ago, and it's just doing this. It's like, okay, why is it that we get hit with ex post facto things? And again, I realize YouTube and Google are a private company. They can do what they like. But if they're going to generally go by kind of the Constitution and some guidelines, ex post facto is a thing. What the heck is that? I'm not a constitutional attorney. Ex post facto is punishing somebody for something before it was, excuse me, for something that becomes illegal before that you committed while it was legal. So basically, if you did something before the fact that was legal and that becomes illegal, you can't go back and retroactively prosecute somebody. I feel like we may need some legislation for that as well. That's also why I tagged Senator Elizabeth Warren in this as well. Because I voted for you, Senator. I saw you stand up to some of the guys at the big banks and everything. Some beautiful bead footage. Thank you. You earned my vote. Now, what else is going on here as I continue to sift through my photos? So just to make sure that it is clear that I age-gated this video, I totally age-gated this video, as we can see right here. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, hey, that's a beautiful thing. You actually need to sign in now. What a novel idea. Trying to take a little initiative, if you would. Some may say acting in good faith. Again, I am not an attorney. I see you there, MC. Yes, living on an edge, living on a prayer. This is the thing. And it's like, I realize this, of course, it was going to happen. And this is why free speech is important, because as the channel tags do have, like free speech dragons and turtles. These are important things in our existence. Now, what else is going on? So, yeah, I had the ability to appeal. So I totally appealed it. And as we can see here, I'm going to share yet again because I navigate this way. As we can see, before you appeal, please review your content to ensure it abides by our community guidelines, in particular section shown below. Provide the supporting details in the box. Nudity and sexual content. An external site you link to contains nudity, pornography, or other sexually provocative content. It's not allowed on YouTube. YouTube reviews content on a case-by-case basis and will make limited exceptions for appropriate educational, documentary, artistic, and scientific contexts. In such cases, we may apply an age restriction so that only viewers over a certain age can view the content. That has already been done, because we should try to take some initiative for the stuff and things that we do. And as you can see here, let me just double check another thing too. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get out of this real quick. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back over to this window, because it's important to take initiative and to learn about what you're supposed to do. So we're gonna pop over here. As we can see, this is the support at google.com. Oh, and just a side thing, I actually had some extremely concerning news, at least according to Wes Moody. He said he's gotten an email at one point saying that basically if his channel gets metaphorically nuked, he's also going to lose access to his Gmail along with other Google services, which I believe many people actually utilize to traverse around this internet of stuff and things. Some may say this is the modern means of production. It's important for people to have the ability to earn a living. So as we can see, the safety of our creators, viewers, and partners is our highest priority. We look to each of you to help us protect this unique and vibrant community. It's important you understand our community guidelines and the role they play in our shared responsibility to keep YouTube safe. Take time to carefully read the policy below. You can also check out this page for a full list of our guidelines. Explicit content meant to be sexually gratifying is not allowed on YouTube. Posting pornography may result in content removal or channel termination. Videos containing fetish content will be removed or age restricted. In most cases, violent, graphic, or humiliating fetishes are not allowed on YouTube. Now, just to interject real quick, all I'm saying is Rule 34, my friends. Rule 34. If we apply Rule 34 to YouTube, I think they're going to remove everything. Isn't that the equation? I don't know. I'm just saying. But if you find content that violates this policy, report it. Instructions for reporting violations of our community guidelines are available here. If you found a few videos or comments that you'd like to report, you can report the channel. Okay. Sexually explicit content featuring minors and content that sexually exploits minors is not allowed on YouTube. Thank God. We report content containing child sexual abuse imagery to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Thank you. We work with the global law enforcement agencies. What this policy means for you. If you're posting content, don't post content on YouTube that has any of the items below. Explicit content featuring the below policy violations could result in channel termination. Depictions of genitals, breasts, or buttocks, clothed or unclothed, for the purpose of sexual gratification. Pornography, or depicting sexual acts, genitals, or fetishes for the purpose of sexual gratification on any surface, such as video, text, audio, images. Other types of content that violate this policy: explicit or implicit or implied depictions of sex acts for the purpose of sexual gratification. This applies to real-world or dramatized content such as sex scenes, video games, or music. Does YouTube have any movies in it with sex scenes? I don't know. You seem to be able to purchase a large variety of content on YouTube. Just saying. Masturbation, fondling, or groping. Masturbation or fondling of genitals, breasts, or buttocks. Using or displaying sex toys to provide viewers with sexual gratification. Animated or illustrated pornography, sex acts, or fetish content. Nudity or partial nudity for the purpose of sexual gratification. Bestiality or promotion of bestiality. Now I understand what they're saying. Consent matters. Is that anti-furry? I don't know. Consenting adults. Incest or promotion of incest. Non-consensual sex acts or unwanted sexualization. Celebrity wardrobe accidents or nude photo leaks. Violent, graphic, or humiliating fetish content where the purpose is sexual gratification. Any sexual content involving minors. Thank you. Please note this is not a complete list. Oh. Is there a complete list? Can we figure this out? I don't know. Age-restricted content. We may age-restrict content if it includes nudity or other sexual content, but doesn't depict anything described above. We consider the following when deciding whether to age-restrict or remove content. Whether breasts, buttocks, or genitals, clothed or unclothed, are the focal point of the video. Whether the subject is depicted in a pose that is intended to sexually arouse the viewer. Whether the language used in the video is graphic or lewd. Whether the subject's actions in the video invite sexual activity, such as by kissing, provocative dancing, or fondling. I might be screwed. I was not intended to be sexual. Whether clothing would generally be acceptable in public contexts, such as lingerie. Whether Sexual imagery or audio has been blurred, masked, or obscured. Whether sexual imagery or audio is fleeting or prolonged in the content, whether the content invites others to participate in a challenge involving sexual acts. Please note this is not a complete list. This policy applies to videos, video descriptors, comments, live streams, and any other YouTube product or feature. Remember, these are just some examples, and don't post content if you think it might violate this policy. Educational context. We may allow nudity when the primary purpose is educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic. It isn't gratuitous. Now, I'm just going to interject here is when I got sent that other thing, I don't think it said I think something was missing. Okay, maybe I'm completely wrong. I thought there was, maybe it's later. For example, a documentary on breast cancer would be appropriate, but posting clips out of context to sexually gratify for the same documentary is not. Out of context nudity is in indigenous communities during medical procedures, during childbirth, during artistic performances, or during breastfeeding may not meet our documentary exception. The same applies to depictions of sex scenes in artistic content, such as films, audio stories, music, or video games. Remember that giving context in the content title and description will help us and your viewers determine the primary purposes of this video. I know. There's so much going on. All I know is I somehow think Rule 34 is going to ruin the internet. I'm not going to say it now, but I think there are several words that can be put out there that might hyperbolically or maybe even literally in some ways destroy Facebook. We'll get to that another time. Examples. Here's some examples of content that's not allowed on YouTube. Clips extracted from non-pornographic films, shows, or other content in order to isolate sexual content, real world or artistic. Groping, pantsing, public masturbation, upskirting, voyeurism, predatory exhibitionism, or any other content that depicts someone in a sexualized manner without their consent. Consent matters. Remember, these are just some examples, and don't post content if you think it might violate this policy. More examples. Playlists that aggregate content containing nudity or sexual themes for the purpose of sexual gratification. Provocative dancing that is focused on the dancer's genitals, buttocks, or breasts, or that includes fondling or groping. Content that sexualizes rape in any form, or content that aggregates clips of dramatized. It's freaking rape, man. Screw that. It's no. This is serious stuff. As somebody that loves people that have been the victim of that, it's important we discuss these things so we can prevent them from happening. Again, that's the opinion of a mild-mannered journalist on this internet stuff and things. Audio or textual depictions of sexual acts for the purpose of sexual gratification. Content showing bodily fluids or excretions such as urine for the purpose of sexual gratification. Content using otherwise everyday objects or scenarios such as injections or eating for the purpose of sexual gratification. It's the old noggin jogging. Video game content which has been developed or modded for sexual gratification or focuses on themes of unwanted sexualization. MC, please don't bring that up. Please don't bring that up. As somebody that portrayed a goose in a childhood production, please don't. I apologize. Wookie, these are good questions. These are good questions. These are very good questions. All I'm saying is, I think Rule 34 might ruin everything. Just saying. What happens if content violates this policy? If your content violates this policy, we'll remove the content and send you an email to let you know. If this is your first time violating our community guidelines, you'll likely get a warning with no penalty to your channel. If it's not, we may issue a strike against your channel. If you get 3 strikes within 90 days, your channel will be terminated. You can learn more about our strike system here. We may terminate your channel or account for repeated violations of the community guidelines or terms of service. We may also terminate your channel or account after a single case of severe abuse, or when the channel is dedicated to a policy violation. You can learn more about blah, blah, blah. If your content contains pornography, we may terminate your channel. All right. Here we go. Child safety policy. Oh, yes, it goes on. It goes on. I did some reading. The safety of our creators, viewers, and partners is our highest priority. We look to each of you to help us protect this unique and vibrant community. It's important you understand our community guidelines and the role they play in our shared responsibility to keep YouTube safe. Take the time to carefully read the policy below. You can also check out this page for a full list of our guidelines. Update. Content that targets young minors and families but contains sexual themes, violence, obscene, or other mature themes not suitable for young audiences is not allowed on YouTube. In addition to your titles, descriptions, and tags, ensure your audience selection matches the audience your content is suitable for. Yeah, I'm not made for children. YouTube doesn't allow content that endangers the emotional and physical well-being of minors. A minor is defined as someone under the legal age of majority, usually anyone younger than 18 years old in most countries/regions. If you find content that violates this policy, report. If you believe that a child is in danger, you should get in touch with your local law enforcement and report the situation immediately. Instructions for reporting violations of our community guidelines are available here. If you found multiple videos or comments that you would like to report, you can report the channel. What this policy means for you. If you're posting content, don't post content on YouTube if it fits any of the descriptions below. Sexualization of minors. Duh. Sexually explicit content featuring minors and content that depicts sexually exploits minors. We report content containing child sexual abuse imagery to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, who work with global law enforcement agencies. Harmful or dangerous acts involving minors. Content showing a minor participating in dangerous activities or encouraging minors to do dangerous activities. Never put minors in harmful situations that may lead to injury, including dangerous stunts, dares, or pranks. Yes, people have never eaten cleaning products on the internet. Infliction of emotional distress on minors. Content that could cause minor participants or viewers emotional distress, including exposing minors to mature feeds, simulating parental abuse, coercing minors, violence, misleading family content that targets young minors and families but contains sexual themes, violence, upsetting, or other mature themes not suitable for young audiences. Elsagate. Elsagate. Family-friendly cartoons that target young minors that contain adult or age-inappropriate themes such as violence, sex, death, drugs, and more. Make sure your title's description and attached match the audience you're targeting. In addition, ensure your audience selection accurately represents the audience your content is suitable for. You can also age restrict your content upon upload if it's intended for mature audiences. Cyberbullying and harassment involving minors. Content that targets individuals for abuse or humiliation, reveals personal information like email addresses or bank account numbers, records someone without their consent, sexually harasses, encourages others to bully or harass. This policy applies to videos, video descriptions, comments, stories, community posts, live streams, playlists, and any other YouTube product or feature. Please note this is not a complete list. Age-restricted content. We may add an age restriction to your content if it includes any of the following: harmful or dangerous acts that minors could imitate, content containing adults participating in dangerous activities that minors could easily imitate. Yeah. Note, if content itself warns minors not to perform the dangerous activities, we may allow this content without restriction. It also needs to explain the need for professional adult supervision. Oh, you mean like having a disclaimer? It's something we've done for a while. Adult themes and family content. Content meant for adult audiences, but could easily be confused with family content. This includes cartoons that contain adult themes such as violence, sex, or death. Remember, you can age restrict your content upon upload if it's intended for mature audiences. Vulgar language. Some language is not appropriate for younger audiences. Contents using sexually explicit language or excessive profanity may lead to age restriction. Okay, since this didn't actually have minors. All right, let's the internet awesome. To make the most of the internet, kids need to be prepared to make smart decisions. Be Internet Awesome teaches kids the fundamentals of digital citizenship and safety so they can explore online with confidence. Okay. What's this? Don't fall for fake? It's important to help kids become aware that people and situations online aren't always as they seem. Discerning between what's real and what's fake is a very real lesson in online safety. Now, I realize a lot of that other stuff didn't really apply to this particular situation. Oh, I see you there. I see you there, Miss Raquel. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. All I know is, again, I think this may have just been an algorithm thing, because when I searched with my video in basically a cleared out browser, I was like the third or fourth video that popped up. Since it happened to pop up, I'm like, all right, they're applying an algorithm and they're having me a thing here because there was a particular word they didn't like. Okay, I can understand that, but when I'm linking directly to the paper of record, the New York Times, I don't know. Don't we want journalists to cite their sources, especially credible sources? I'm just saying. I'm sure it was an algorithmic thing and not the fact that, I don't know, maybe some large payment processes may have been just slightly irked when you got some random dude on the internet that's saying, I think it's time to bust some trust. I stand by that opinion, so hey. Peace out, everybody. Thank you all for watching, and we must all remember.
Come on and get your log. Everyone needs a log. Come on and get your log. Everyone needs a log. Log from Blammo.
Oh, it didn't play.
What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, I actually have the full version somewhere, but hey, thank you all for joining. Thank you for all those who may watch in the future, and remember, be safe out there. The internet can be a dangerous place.
Have you guys checked out the Memes of Destruction's channel? He's an interesting dude. I like him.